Welcome to the Breaks Music Show. Today we're going to dive into the pop-punk genre, and we're going to have Here for a Reason, Wring Out, and For Lack of a Term. Hang on, all of that coming up for you here in just a couple of moments. It's the Breaks Music Show. Welcome. Today we're talking with the group Here for a Reason. And joining me in the studio today is Ben Morkos. He is all the way from Austria. Welcome to the show today, Ben.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Here for a Reason. I was checking out your stuff the other night. I usually do before we have an artist or a group on. And I got to say, you guys are sounding pretty darn good. So my first question for you, who all is in the band and how did the band get started?
Yeah, we are 5 guys. One drummer is called Max. The bass player is called Nicky. And we have 2 guitar players. One is called Jo and one is called Gabs. And it all started like as 5 random guys which love to listen to pop-punk music, like going to concerts, seeing bands from America like State Jams, Nag Deep, Blink-182, and we're just trying to do some covers of it just for fun. Never planned to go anything like big concerts or festivals to play there or like having fans or whatever. And yeah, I mean, it all snowballed. It was all just random and happened.
So with COVID going on over there, do you guys get to hang out a lot or you talk to each other? How does that work?
I mean, we're using the technology. That's the best way right now, I think. It's not possible to meet in person in Austria right now because we're still in lockdown. But yeah, we try to do the best, like call us on the phone and chat with each other over WhatsApp and social media and that stuff. Yeah, best thing to do.
It's the Breaks Music Show. We're talking with the group Here for a Reason. Of course, Ben Morkos joining us in the studio. And Ben, you got a new song out. It's called 2020 CKMITB. What is that song all about, my friend?
Yeah, funny song name. Translated, it should be like Corona kicked me in the balls, which was our way to like handle the situation with COVID. To say, okay, 2020, it's done for us, but still have this positive mind and say, okay, there will be better times, everything will be good. And it was a collab actually with another artist called Sebi, also a friend of us.
So there you go. 2020 CKMITB. You got the full explanation there. And here is that song from Here for a Reason on the Breaks Music Show.
Empty road, please tell me where did all go wrong. This ain't the place where I belong. Broken bottles on the streets, loneliness is killing me. Please someone rescue me. My world is turning upside down. But I remember these times when everything was fine. These days when the sun would always shine. I know that we'll get through this mess. Together we will pass this test. 2020, thanks for nothing. And kiss my ass. The whole day a joystick in my hand. Tony Hawk, my best friend. Tomorrow night I'll reach the end. Netflix and chill from 9 to 5. My motivation to survive. I guess that's what we now call life. So depressing, I'm confessing. These times when everything was fine. These days when the sun would always shine. I know that we'll get through this mess. Together we will pass this test. 2020, thanks for nothing. And kiss my ass.
It's the Breaks Music Show. I'm your host, Ed Steele, and thank you for joining us today. We're talking with the group Here for a Reason, all the way from Austria today, Ben Morkos. He's joining us in the studio. All right, Ben, how did the group Here for a Reason, how did that name come about?
Yeah, I mean, it was like every band had that situation to like really find their name, and we had some ideas. We're like name dropping and see what's going on, which also would fit for pop punk genre, obviously. And then we thought like, okay, what do we like? What do we stand for? And we're all like trying to be a good person, like being social person, help each other, help the people out there, like be friendly to everyone. And then we thought, okay, you gotta have a meaning in life. And a short form for that was for me like Here for a Reason. Okay, everyone is here for a reason. Everyone has their purpose in life, and that's what we liked.
It's the group Here for a Reason. Ben Morkos, he's joining us in the studio. All right, Ben, we kind of touched on COVID just a couple of minutes ago, but how has COVID affected the music scene over there in Austria?
Yeah, pretty big, I would say. Like in Austria, like bands are making success, most of it with concerts. There are all the time concerts around in Vienna, like almost every day there are like 5 or 6 like pop punk shows or rock shows kind of in different venues, and right now everyone is like stand by and waiting for it to go by and continue. And so not much is going on right now, like people trying to do their best, doing live streams and doing like radio shows and podcasts, which is awesome, but yeah, we would love to play.
So with all this downtime because of COVID, do you find it helps you be more creative, or you just want to get back out there? It makes you frustrated. What goes through your head during this time?
I mean, it's just my personal opinion. For me, it makes me a little bit frustrated, and it kind of makes it real hard to write music right now, which I didn't expect. I thought it's okay, and now I have some time to like really brainstorm and get new songs out there. But I think life is such an important role. Like everything you experience and the memories and stuff, you need that to write good songs, in my opinion.
It's the Breaks Music Show. Ben Morkos from the group Here for a Reason. And Ben, if there's any place in the country, where would you like to play over there?
Yeah, there's especially one traditional concert venue which is awesome in Vienna. It's called the Arena Wien. And all the big bands, all the popular bands played there already. I think it fits like 2,000 people or so. And yeah, that would be a dream come true, actually.
It's Ben Morkos from the group Here for a Reason, and I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do another song from them. This is My Time on the Breaks Music Show.
I'm a die hard, following my heart, can't that this is my life, my world. Not turn it upside down. My time, my turn. Please don't forget that this is my life, my world. Not turn it upside down. It's my time right now. Please don't forget that this is my life, my world. Not turn it upside down. Not turn it, not turn it, not turn it upside down. Not turn it, not turn it, not turn it upside down.
It's the Breaks Music Show. I'm your host, Ed Steele, and you know it. More coming up here in just a couple of moments from the group Here for a Reason, all the way from Austria. Hang on. It's the Breaks Music Show, and today we're joined in studio with Ben Marcos from the group Here for a Reason. They are from Austria, and Ben, post-COVID and new music. What all you got planned after lockdown is over?
Yeah, I mean, since 2020 didn't happen, a lot of shows and festivals got delayed to 2021, which is still unsure if they are going to take place. If they do, we would be booked for the whole summer, playing every weekend shows and then travel around. Also, we got a tour planned in Ukraine, which would be our first time to play abroad from Austria, which would be amazing. And also, like, we got so many ideas unfinished. We could do an album. Maybe we do, because our last album is still was a while away. We released one album in 2018.
So as far as new music, do you have any new albums that you're working on right now, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, we normally do like singles and go in like just a short time, like release every 2 or 3 months. But right now we have so many ideas that we would love to do an album. Maybe it's gonna happen.
Well, we certainly hope so. We're talking with Ben Marcos from the group Here for a Reason. He's joining us all the way today from Austria. Do you have tour dates on the books? Are you just going to do what you were supposed to do last year, or are you branching out? Or
I mean, we got like a tour planned already in the mid of June, which is going to be like for 1 week playing shows every day. Also together with one really famous band from the genre, which is called Junk, No Captain Junk. From France, so which would be a dream. So we're still hoping that it's going to take place. And after that, we're going to see how much free time we have.
it's the Breaks Music Show. Ben Marcos from the group Here for a Reason. And I tell you what, let's do another song. This is Stand By on the Breaks Music Show.
Playing a video game, living my life day by day, and it's all the same. It's all the same. I always thought that I was made for something bigger than this, but what do I know? Yeah, what do I know? And then I realized I'll never be a rich man, and then married. Sometimes I can't help but feeling alone. inner job that's pointless and leads nowhere. Leads nowhere. Sharing an apartment with a room made oh yeah, that's great. I can't escape, but that's great. I can't escape. And then I realize I'll never be a father. And then I realize I'll never be a sports star. Sometimes I can't help but feeling alone. And sometimes it's okay to stay free. I'm not gonna fall, I'm not gonna fake it. Most of my friends say not gonna make it. Goodbye, good times. Goodbye, good times. I'm not gonna fall, I'm not gonna fake it. Most of my friends say not gonna make it. Stand by, stand by. I'm just a standby. Time to grow up. Life is not always what it seems. Time to grow up. Even you don't have any self-esteem. All you want is hang around and dance in the same old stupid sound. I'm not gonna fall, I'm not gonna fake it. Most of my friends say not gonna make it. Goodbye, good times. Goodbye, good times. I'm not gonna fall, I'm not gonna fake it. Most of my friends say not gonna make it. Stand by, stand by. I'm just a standby. Stand by, stand by. I'm just a standby.
It's the Breaks Music Show, and we're talking with Ben Marcos. He's from Austria, and he's with the group here for a reason. Ben, we want to thank you for stopping by today, and how can we get a hold of you? How can we look you up on social media? And most importantly, how can we listen to the band's music?
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. It was a pleasure. You can find us almost everywhere. We have social media stuff like go on Facebook, Here for a Reason Official, go on Instagram, Here for a Reason Official. There is songs on Spotify, on YouTube. You can find some videos. So just say hi, text us. We're happy to meet some new friends.
Ben Marcos from the group Here for a Reason, and we have more coming up for you here on the Breaks Music Show. Welcome to the Breaks Music Show. Tonight in-house, we have Wring Out. They're from Virginia Beach. And guys, welcome to the Breaks Music Show.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here. Yeah, super stoked to be here.
All right, so there's four of you guys. Let's go around. Let's introduce everybody. Let's start with Cameron. Cameron, what's your main job in the band?
What's going on? So, yeah, my name is Cameron. I play drums. I dabble a little bit with all of our merchandise, and as well, I'm just kind of 1/4 of all of us.
I'm Drew. I play bass. I'm mostly here for moral support, I like to think, and that's pretty much it. That's a gist of it.
I'm Brady. I play guitar.
He also runs most of our social media platforming and analytics, data, all that stuff.
I'm Joey, and I am the vocalist, and I make most of our merchandise artworks and promotional artworks and video teasers and stuff like that.
First big question for you. Where did you guys meet, and how long have you guys been together?
So there's a little bit of a scattered timeline here.
Yeah,
so
this has been a long time coming, really, if you think about it. All right, so me and Drew have known each other since we were like 12. So it's been like, it's been a long time. So me and Drew have always been in bands together, playing music, et cetera, et cetera. I met Brady through our old, at the time, drummer. And we formed the band. And I brought Drew along with me because naturally he's always just been my bass player I go to. We played a couple shows. We ended up changing our name, shuffled positions around. our drummer at the time moved to vocalist, and so we ended up having 2 vocalists, and we added Cam in on drums. Again, had some more shuffling, and now we are this magnificent group of 4.
It's us.
Beautiful man.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. But it's been a wild ride.
It's been a wild ride, but to wrap it up very shortly, that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds totally cool. You guys are, I assume, very close friends?
I would like to think so.
These guys are all right.
Yeah,
I tolerate them.
Me personally, I've got a lot of love for Joey, but after being in the band with everybody and now just kind of being inducted into their lives, now it's seriously a fam. So I enjoy hanging out with them inside and outside the band aspect of our lives.
It's kind of a ragtag group of guys we pull together, but I'm kind of the crux of pulling everybody together to make the band, but we all just kind of became really good friends just throughout making the music and being all over the place.
Yeah, kind of figured out our voices with each other and, just make that camaraderie. It's awesome.
We're going to do the first song right now from Wring Out. This is titled Ghost Town Letdown on the Breaks Music Show. It's the Breaks Music Show, and tonight we have Wring Out in studio, and we're talking to those guys. They're a lot of fun. There's 4 of them. There's Cam, there's Drew, Brady, and Joey. Another question I have for you here, musical influences. Who are the biggest ones for you guys so far in your career?
Wow.
Love that question.
Individually or as a band?
We are so all over the place.
I was going to say, as a band, I would say, Joey, you got, as a band, now we'll go down the line and we'll get 2 of each.
As a band, I think
We don't like to pigeonhole for sure, but
we're influenced a lot by a lot of the music of the early and mid 2000s, especially the metalcore and hardcore that was coming out around that time, as well as the radio pop punk genre that was very prominent. And we kind of incorporate little bits of all of that into our music. For me, I'm really nostalgic and I like nostalgia. And so I think that was a really great time for music, at least for me. It was when I first started playing shows and came into the scene. And bands like, A Day to Remember were really big. They're probably one of our main comparable bands. Actually, people compare us to them way more than they need to.
Very off.
hey, but we love it. Keep it coming. I mean, we'll fill that spot.
Constantly.
But they don't sound like the music they came out with in 2007 anymore anyway, so we'll take that comparison. As a group, we really pull from that type of era and then try to spice it up with modern twists that can make it, new and interesting for people who I feel have been left out of music for a while because not many people make that style of music anymore.
It's like if you took every band's Warped Tour ever,
And just put it in
just
a
put it
music
on a
trash
big old,
dump.
big old dumpster.
Like a big musical trash.
Yeah, you got.
compactor.
We would be the small little block that gets spit out.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
But I mean, individually, we're all over the place now.
Now, where was your first gig at, and how well was it received?
The first gig so as a group, when I joined, because I actually joined when they didn't have a drummer, and I saw them play a show with my other band that I was in without a drummer, which was wild. But
Electronic
anyway,
drum.
so when I joined forces with them, our first show was actually at a place called Poorhouse in Norfolk. And we played there. It was with a couple local bands, but it was like a hardcore show that we played. It was Last 10 Seconds of Life, another band, and it was like my other band Faded. I was in a bunch of bands at the time, so I was just always pulling in shows. And then that very next night, we had a house show at our buddy Jake Willis's house. Shout out Jake Willis, down in Virginia Beach. And basically the entire crowd from that Poorhouse show had come to the house show. And we also played with our good buddies in For the Best down in Florida. Shouts out to them. We played with them, and it was probably like 3 bands in the kitchen of this condo apartment duplex thing.
Townhouse.
Yeah,
And there was probably 50 people.
Mashed.
So it was definitely a wild time. So good first show for us.
All right, guys, we're going to play another song from you. It's Wring Out. This is Danger Prone on the Breaks Music Show.
I'm moving like it's a fly now.
Wring Out. More for you coming up in just a moment. It's the Breaks Music Show. Tonight we're talking with Wring Out. These guys are from Virginia Beach, and these guys are pretty good. And guys, we have Cam, Drew, Brady, and Joey in the house. What is the latest album? What's the name of that? How many songs you got on there?
Let's tease the one we got coming up. So, Joe, you got it.
We've actually got an EP coming up that's going to be the most recent one. It'll be probably out by the end of summer, if not the early fall. And that one's called Never Perfect. I think we're going to have like 5 or 6 songs on that one. But before that, we had an EP planned, and it was dismantled and turned into a series of single releases, and that was due to COVID. So we adapted by kind of taking apart the EP and providing a little bit more content at like a little trickle to people, because we felt like that would kind of give our audience more to have and would be able to make each release more meaningful for them, which we thought was important as well.
And then
I guess that woulda, shoulda, woulda EP. I mean, that's what you could call it. Would be this series of songs we have out now.
Yeah, and then our last EP that we put out last January is These Walls I've Built.
Now, I heard you make reference to COVID there. Do you have any upcoming tour plans in the very immediate future or not?
So I've gotten word that shows are, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we are planning for that, but we are not ready to hit the ground running just yet or jump the gun per se. There's definitely going to be a gray area time where people are still going to be kind of feeling a certain type of way. So we really want to take that into account, but we definitely will be hitting the road. We definitely will be playing shows toward the end of the year if it allows.
It's Wring Out on the Breaks Music Show, and this is Gamer Girl. It's the Breaks Music Show, and we're with Wring Out. Of course, Cam, Drew, Brady, and Joey. We want to thank them for stopping by tonight. And guys, where can people find your music, and where can they find you on social media?
Well, you can be found on pretty much all streaming services. If you look up Wring Out, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, etc. You can find our YouTube is youtube.com/ringoutbb. and that's also the same handle we use for Facebook
and Twitter. The only different one is Wring Out _VB on Instagram. Wring Out is with the W. And then everybody drop your personal handles real quick, here goes. Z Collector 757.
It's just my name, Brady Roundtree.
Can be found on Facebook.
I can be found on Instagram at Big Kahuna Burger. So good luck with that.
And I can be found on all platforms, Cam Martin, and then I'm on Instagram as well as Cusick.
All right, guys. Sounds great. Wring Out on the Breaks Music Show. And thanks a lot for stopping by tonight, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate that.
Love you guys.
The Breaks Music Show will be back with our next artist right after this. It's the Breaks Music Show. Tonight on the show, we have For Lack of a Term, Arthur Warnham. He's joining us in studio tonight from Yonkers, New York. Arthur, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Now, this is the second time you've been on. The first time didn't make it. We had some technical difficulties, and Arthur was nice enough to, come back. And so we're going to get everything going here. All right, Arthur, For Lack of a Term, who all is in the band, and how come you're the only one there tonight?
Well, my bandmates all have careers, or jobs rather, and apparently I'm the only one who can set those needs aside to do things pertaining to our musical interests. But we are looking at Ryan Dempsey, who is our frontman. He is in charge of vocals, guitar work, and keys. We have our lead guitarist, Connor Cullen, and then we have our drummer, Chris Bariso, and myself, the bassist.
For Lack of a Term. All right. I got to ask you, where and how did that name develop?
Back in 2017, actually, we rebranded. We were formerly Float. And when I say we, I mean particularly Chris, Ryan, and I. We hadn't met up with Connor just yet. However, we were operating under the name Float, and we kind of wanted to rebrand, reintroduce ourselves, but do something that didn't discredit anything we had done in the past. And we were trying to find that middle ground and, kind of talking, just throwing out ideas. We slipped out for lack of a better term at the time, because we didn't really we couldn't come up with anything. And we realized if we took out the better, for lack of a term, abbreviated, is still Float. So that has been our name since. We've ran with it, and we've done everything with pride in that name.
For Lack of a Term, Arthur Warnham in studio tonight. All right. 2020, how was 2020 shaping up for the band, and what did 2020 turn into for you guys?
2020, it was gonna be a really good year. We had a lot of festivals planned. We had some tours booked. We had essentially the first quarter to half a year actually mapped out. And then I think we had done not even 10 or 20% of it before everything kicked into high gear. The pandemic really threw kind of like a curveball and everything. And our strategy was to try to be productive behind the scenes, but also do things to keep us relevant and keep our name out there so people knew that we were still active. We hadn't thrown in the towel at all. So we were doing little cool, unique things. We made a hot sauce. We did a couple of like cool merch designs that some haven't been released. Kind of just prep to hit the ground running for when the world does resume and we can hit things full speed. We're sitting on a lot of content currently. And yeah, that's been our plan. It's kind of what we used that year to as a whole. But yeah, we worked with John McClario, who did our album. He has done some notable works with like Imagine Dragons, Bayside, so and so. So we're sitting on a lot of material. Definitely a lot of stuff coming from us in the near future. Thanks to 2020, as terrible as it was.
For Lack of a Term, Arthur Warnham joining us in studio. And For Lack of a Term, here's their song Clean Slate on the Breaks Music Show.
I'm through with wasting my life. I'm through with wasting my life. Set free now, the whole wide world is mine. Set free now, the whole wide world. I should run back with a second chance, 'cause I'll never get these years back. I'm falling behind, falling faster now, time to catch up.
bridge on fire, watch it burn. Hit reset, start over again. I'm through with wasting my life. I'm through with wasting my life. Set free, now the whole wide world is mine. Set free, now the whole wide world. I should look back with a second chance, 'cause I'll never get these years back. Oh, I'm falling behind. Falling faster now, time to catch up. This place streamed the years from my face, and the color from my hair became way too much to bear. I'd rather be anywhere but here. The shackles are broken, all the chains. Let loose, I'll embrace the trend. The breeze took a chance to catch my breath. There's nothing but open road ahead. No one's next. My future is infinite. A blank canvas, empty pages. I've got a craving to fill the spaces. Older ending, new beginning. So much to process. My head is spinning. When one door closes, another opens. So catch your blessings before they're stolen. They say everything happens for a reason. Up until now, I didn't believe them. I'm through with wasting my life. I'm through with wasting my life. Set free, now the whole wide world is mine. Set free, now the whole wide world is mine. I should look back with a second chance, 'cause I'll never get these years back. Oh, I'm falling behind. Falling faster now, time to catch up.
It's the Breaks Music Show, for lack of a term. Joining us tonight, and specifically Arthur Warnham of the group. All right, Arthur, what's the music scene like in your area of the country, Yonkers, New York?
I think Yonkers, New York, the music scene is so diverse. I've got friends doing hip hop, friends doing jazz, friends doing indie, all types of various genres. And that's one of the things I love about being from this area. We take a lot of influences from different areas. We're best friends that have grown up together, but our interests are so far apart, and I think that's what shines through in our music. I'm super into heavy music, and I'm so familiar with that scene and that crowd, whereas my bandmates listen to a lot of like punk and such. But again, none of our friends play any of that. A lot of our friends have like a lot more jazz and R&B influence, and so I think it's all over the place. Honestly, we go to the city sometimes, and in a 3-block span, we'll pass a jazz club, we'll pass like a punk show, and we'll pass like a bar that's hosting a metal show. You know, it's all over the place, and I'm super appreciative of that.
Arthur Warnham of For Lack of a Term. All right, what's your thoughts on the direction of the music industry these days?
The music industry is in a tight spot, to say the very least. Obviously, with everything that happened this past year, particularly with those mid-level bands. I was talking to a buddy of mine a while ago, and his name's AJ. He plays in another local band called Shakeout, and we were having a chat about how bands at our level and bigger bands are just fine. It's those mid-tier bands that have worked so hard and gained all this traction, made all this progress and then have it just come to a sudden halt with the pandemic. It's kind of thrown everyone in limbo, you know, even with like everything they've locked in so far. It's like, it just came to a sudden halt. It was such a difficult spot. It was definitely something that kind of screwed everybody over, to put it lightly, you know. There's not a lot of money in the music scene right now, so it's definitely a career choice, or a passion rather, that there isn't much payout, and I think that speaks a lot to the interest and the driving force behind it to show that no one's in this for a cash grab or popularity or anything. But I think DIY, for that reason of those mid-level bands and such being put in limbo, a lot of DIY is going to thrive right now. The do-it-yourself culture is going to come back. There's going to be a lot of garage shows and house shows and all that. And I think that will bring the music scene back to where it should be. It'll bring it back to a more wholesome, a more loving community rather than hey, pay $1,000 to hop on this festival or pay $500 to play with this big band or sell X amount of tickets and so on, you know?
It's the Breaks Music Show. Arthur Warnham there for lack of a term. Let's do their next song. Good Day Cafe on the Breaks Music Show.
Mike and Mike, you want some Cape Cod chips?
On the right track to clear my mind and leave everything behind. Somewhere I thought I died for the first time in a long time. I feel so alive. Gotta remember to close my eyes. I'll put my headphones in, let the music play as I make my escape. Got memories to make and old habits to break. This was never going to last. Now it's coming hot. You remember what I still can't pull out from my toe to the side. I feel the way of the sweet sense of escape. Temporary getaway. I've got memories to here, to everywhere. So many faces, so many my escape. I'm not ready to go back.
It's the Breaks Music Show, for lack of a term, in studio tonight. We have more from them in just a couple of minutes. It's the Breaks Music Show with Ed Steele tonight. We're joined with, for a lack of a term, Arthur Warnham in studio tonight. All right, Arthur, what's the best show you have ever played?
Oh, geez. I think it comes down to it's a solid tie between two shows. It was one of the first things we'd done in 2020. It was a weekend run with the guys in Bloom, featuring members of a band called Transit, and the guys in Cold Climate, featuring Matt Brash of the Wonder Years. And that was super nostalgic for me because I had gone to multiple concerts to see. Like, I've paid, like, top dollar. I want to say, like, $60, which is top dollar to a teenager, of course, because you never have any money. I paid, like, $60 to see the Wonder Years on multiple occasions, like, on festivals and such. And That was a sold out show in Boston, Massachusetts. I want to say it was called, the venue was called O'Brien's Pub, and it was sold out. And that was one of our first when I say sold out, I mean like packed kind of things. And so that was surreal. And our performance with Drake Bell, I think that one is a little more general to all of us. We were all super, super hype on that show because we all grew up watching Drake Bell on Nickelodeon as kids. So it was like seeing this kid that we literally watched on TV performing after us was nuts. And then for him to be like, hey, I really liked your song, and play all these nostalgic like songs from our childhood. Oh yeah, it's a tie between those two. Those were definitely our best two. Don't know if I could pick one though.
It's the Breaks Music Show, for lack of a term, in studio tonight. All right, what can we expect from you guys in the year 2021?
In 2021, you can definitely expect music. A lot of music, few videos, a lot of merchandise. We've got, like I said before, we've kind of just been holding a lot of stuff in. A lot. And I wish I could give like more, but we've definitely, you're getting upwards of at least 15 tracks from us this year. If I had to put a number on it. And then I want to say at least 3 to 4 videos. And the merchandise we're sitting on, a couple of them are surprises, so I don't want to give too much away. They are super cool, and they are very unique things that not a lot of people are doing, and some I might say for one of them, no one's done before.
It's Arthur Warnham from, of course, lack of a term. Let's do their song, Make a Decision, on the Breaks Music Show.
Lately I've been wondering what's a fella to do when he's torn between possibilities and he just can't seem to choose. I just don't know which way is the way to go. Do I see this through with something new? There's so much to explore. Or throw it all away, take a chance and chase what's left me nowhere before. If I could, I would try not to make a move. 'Cause every step towards one's a step away from the other. I can't do this forever. I guess back and forth I go, but sooner or later something's got to give. Wait, are you telling me that I have got to choose? There is no scenario where I'm not gonna lose. I'm way too conflicted to make a decision, but I might have to anyway. Or this bomb's gonna blow up in my face. It's gonna blow up in my face. As I contemplate Tonight everything ignites. Everything's on the line. I think I need more time. More time to clear my mind. You know that I really need you to know. I don't want to see you go. That's how the story goes. When this bomb's about to blow. Wait, telling me that I've got to choose. I've got to choose. There is a scenario where I'm not gonna lose. I'm way too conflicted to make a decision, but I would have to anyway. This bomb's gonna blow up in my face. It's gonna blow up in my
It's the Breaks Music Show, for lack of a term, in studio tonight. Arthur Warnham, he's joining us. All right, Arthur, before we get out of here, can you tell us how we can check your merchandise out? How can we find you on the socials? How can we listen to your songs and all that good stuff?
We are on all the major social media sites. We are on Spotify and Bandcamp, working on getting elsewhere. We're also on Apple Music. Let me throw that out there. If you can find us on anything, on one thing, I should say. If you can find us on one thing, we have all of our links in a link in our bio. It's a link tree. It'll take you to anything. We have TikToks, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, of course, Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music. All the merch can be purchased via Facebook or Bandcamp. Song can be downloaded via iTunes or Bandcamp as well. So, yeah, if you can find us on any social media, if you've got any social media, chances are, if not all of us, if not one of us, our whole band is on there.
And thanks for a lack of a term stopping by the studio tonight on the Breaks Music Show.